Hello traders, you are welcome back to my channel. So I have a feeling that today is going to be productive. I mean, we are going to make some profits in today's market. All right, so let us just get right into the chart and let us see what price is currently doing so that we can focus on that. Okay, so we are not trying to predict here, we are trying to build a data that is going to confirm that we should place either our buy or sell trade. All right, so right now I'm currently on 15 minutes time frame, and this is what price is currently doing. All right, so I can see that I have a 4-hour demand zone around here. All right, so I have a 4-hour demand zone here. Okay, so I niche it down to this zone right here. So since I have a 4-hour supply zone, then I also have this level that price has already tapped into is also a 4-hour internal demand zone. All right, so this is a 4-hour internal demand zone. So currently price has already tapped into this zone. Okay, so right now, where are we currently? Okay, what is price currently doing? All right, so if I go down to 1 hour right now, so let us see what price is, how price is actually reacting. Okay, so we can see that price, okay, so if you look at the left hand side, we will see that there is a break of structure, okay, to the downside, so which simply means that we have a supply zone above here, right? Then also if we look closely, we also have a valid break of structure to the downside. Okay, so this is me actually looking for my valid supply zone as well as this zone right here. So it means that up here above this zone we have a valid supply zone. All right, so if I take this supply zone right here, you can see that it already tallies with this 1-hour supply zone. Okay, so this is the power of supply and demand. Okay, this is the power of supply and demand. So right now we know that this zone has already correlated with this zone as well, so I'll just delete this. So right now, where are we looking at? Okay, the zone at which we are looking at is okay, at 1 hour we can see that there is a massive buy to the upside around this zone here. All right, so since we have a massive buy to the upside, okay, so we cannot actually, because price has already shifted from selling to buying. Okay, so right now we can either look for our buy setup or sell setup, but if you are going to consider what price is currently doing right now, we cannot take a buy trade. All right, the reason why is because if I take my gam box, okay, to identify my premium and discount zone, okay, so this is above from 0.5 to 1 here is our premium zone. So since that is our premium zone, it is not advisable that we take a buy trade. Okay, so we want to actually wait for price to come into our discount zone, either around here or down here, okay, before we take a buy trade. All right, so I believe that since price is in the premium zone, I think that what we are expected to do is to actually take a sell trade, to find a sell trade. So since this is a valid 1-hour supply zone, so let us see how price is actually reacting. And if you look at this screen closely, you see that I have already marked out my demand zone. Okay, so this is, I can say that this is the extreme 1-hour supply zone, right? And this is 1-hour demand zone, right? Because this is where price actually pushed to the upside. All right, so that is what makes this zone to be a demand zone. Then our exterior demand zone is this zone right here. All right, so we are going to be looking to actually trade to this either of this demand zone. So right now, what is going to give us confirmation that okay, that we should enter the trade? Okay, before that we will actually see that we want to actually start with how price break structure. All right, so we can see that price break structure to the upside with a valid with a strong candle. All right, so you can see that this is a strong candle that actually break to the upside, and right now it simply means that price make a higher high, higher low, then price break above high. Now the next thing that we can see right now is that price came all the way down to break this low. So it simply means that we have a market shift, which we also call change of character. All right, but for me to be able to explain what is actually happening right here, I have to actually go down to 15 minutes, okay, so that we can see how price is actually reacting. All right, so you can see that it is still the same concept. Okay, so this break of structure is a valid break of structure, and this low is a valid low. All right, so right now all our confluences is being checked. All right, so we have an higher high, higher low, and higher high. So right now price came all the way down here to break this low. It is still the same concept. All right, it's still the same concept. So right now we can see that we have a valid market shift. So since we have a valid market shift, what I'm going to be expecting to do, and remember that price is, we have a valid 1 hour supply zone. Okay, if we are going to consider what the recent break of structure, okay, so this is a valid supply zone. So right now let me go down to 15 minutes again. Okay, so since we are trading gold and I am so aware of how gold price move, okay, so we are not going to enter the trade right now, because I'm going to wait for during the London session or the overlap session at 2 p.m. so before I actually enter the trade. Okay, so but I'm going to be okay, if I'm going to build this data enough, okay, before I take a sell trade, because since we have a market shift, it means that we want to take a sell trade. In fact, if you look at 1 hour, you can see that during 1 hour price is actually selling to the downside, right? So in 15 minutes as well, we can see that price is selling to the downside as well. So that is two confluences that has confirmed that okay, price might sell today. Okay, so but before price continue to sell, we can see that price is now very slow. Okay, price is very slow around this zone. So what we are going to be looking out to is that we are supposed to actually mark out our 15 minutes supply zone. Okay, but before we do that, what I will expect price to do, okay, what I will expect price to do is that since price is consolidating around this zone, I want price to actually find its way back to this zone right here. Okay, if not to this zone, it will be any of this zone right here. Okay, any of this zone right here. So that is what I'll be expecting price to do, because right now, because this is 1 hour supply zone, it just depends. Okay, so since this is 15 minutes, we have some valid supply zone right here. Okay, so this is a 15 minutes supply zone, right? Yeah, this is a 15 minutes supply zone. We have one right here. Okay, in fact, this is the external 15 minutes supply zone. So I think I should just niche it down to this zone alone. All right, so what I'm going to be expecting price to do towards the New York session in the afternoon is that I want price to find its way back to this 15 minutes supply zone. Then this is where I can actually look for my entry and take a sell trade to the downside. Yeah, this is what I'm going to be expecting price to actually do towards the New York session. So traders, we are going to have a lot of patience. So that will be in the next probably 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. That will be in the next 4 hours. Okay, so we want to wait for the next 4 to 5 hours to see how price is going to react at this current trade. So I'm going to see you in the afternoon. All right, traders, I eventually lose this trade. Yeah, I lost this trade, and The only reason is because when I entered this trade, actually I didn't actually set my TP. Yeah, I didn't set my TP, and that was because the moment I entered this trade, I was actually working. And I just forgot to set my TP. So, and when I realized that I didn't set my TP, okay, so I actually envisioned that, okay, probably price will come all the way to this 15-minute zone, okay, and this is the loss that I have yesterday is $17, okay, $17. So I just thought that, okay, price might come all the way, and that was yesterday night. I thought that price might come all the way to this 15-minute supply zone and reverse to the downside again, but eventually I exited the trade around this zone, okay. I just exited the trade, so I lost this trade, and it is what it is. I accept the trade, and the most important thing is that I also document this trade. Yeah, I documented it yesterday, and that actually gives me relief. It gives me relief about this trade, okay, because when I lose it, I wasn't really happy with losing that trade, but the moment I journal the trade, I actually got relief, because I have the understanding more that, okay, price is doing its thing, all right, price is doing its thing, and I'm not in control of price, all right. And really, I just learned from this that anytime that I'm going to place a trade, I will ensure that I set my TP, and this is the first time ever that I will even forget to set my TP. In fact, the trade has already run. It has already run up to $50, $50. So I am supposed to have taken my profit, but it is what it is. So I believe that I'm learning from this, and you are also learning from my trading system as well. So traders, this is how trading is. This is the reality of trading, and you can see that my energy is even low. My energy is even low. So that it is what it is, really. So this is what it takes to be a trader, and I believe that I'm still learning every day, because trading is about learning. Yeah, trading is about learning. So we keep learning. So I'm going to see you soon.